Hey guys, so today I'm coming to you guys with, it's kind of like a story time, kind of like a mini vent session about, this actually happened last weekend, I think. Well, it was the last time that my friend used me. Well, the last time I was going to allow my friend to use me. Um, so for purposes of anybody ever seeing these videos that I personally know, we're gonna change her name, but we're gonna call her Tiffany. Okay, because that's way off of her real name, and I don't even think I know anybody named Tiffany. So okay, so me and Tiffany have known each other since kindergarten. Yeah. And you can pretty much say that me and Tiffany have kind of been friends since kindergarten because we were friends all throughout elementary school. And the way my middle school was set up, there were 3 classes to a team. So my team was like team 1 or team A or whatever. And there were like multiple teams. And so we never really got to interact with other teams. You only really interacted with the other classes within your team because like it was my classroom, the classroom beside it, and the classroom across. We were all a team. So those are the only kids that I really got to interact with during the year because that's just how our school was set up. And of course, we changed teams like from 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. We switched teams, but it was the same principle. Like, we were never a big class. You just kind of stayed within your team. So, during middle school, she was never on any of my teams. So, we kind of lost touch. In 7th grade, we talked a little bit more. Through like, that's kind of when Facebook and stuff got popping, so we kind of like, a little childish making statuses and stuff. So we interacted there, but it wasn't like she was my best friend or anything because, like I said, we never really even seen each other because we were on different teams. So it was kind of just, we kind of stayed kind of connected through social medias, but whatever. So in high school, we didn't have that whole team thing. All your classes and stuff were switched up. So in 9th grade, we began having classes together again. So we became friends again. And she was always, like I said, I've known her since kindergarten. So she was always someone I consider a close friend, even though we didn't talk all the time, because I've just known her for so long. Like, we basically grew up together. So, you're like, I've known you all my freaking life. Like, not everything about me, but you've known me my whole life. You've watched me grow up or whatever. So in 9th grade, our first year of high school, we began having classes together, and we started to become close. We started to come to each other with all of our problems, whether it was like boys, school, family, or whatever. So we really started becoming close friends in 9th grade. And we started, since we had classes together, we seen each other every day in class, and then we just started hanging out with each other. So Tiffany, like I said, I've known Tiffany since kindergarten, so I always known that Tiffany's family situation has been a little rocky, a little hard, a little rough. But as we got older, Tiffany started to express things more. Um, Tiffany lived with her grandpa, but he wasn't the nicest man. He wasn't the most caring towards Tiffany. Um, you know. Um, so I've always been a caring friend. Um, but it kind of I kind of just had started to get a insight on the situation in ninth grade. Um, and then um, and it was the one year. I don't even remember was if it was my sophomore year or my junior year. I don't remember. But we had Spanish. Me and Tiffany had Spanish class together. Um, and Tiffany was really going through a lot of things with her grandpa. Her grandpa and her had got into an altercation. He called the police, and the police took her to like a psych ward and things. Tiffany does struggle with mental illnesses, but I think that they stem from her family situation because a child that does not get attention and things like nurturing and stuff. I mean, anybody would literally go crazy if you never had anybody to love you. You know what I mean? So she does struggle with those problems. But like I said, she's just a product of her environment. Um, so I know that Tiffany struggled with those things. Also, Tiffany struggled financially. Now, like I said, she did live with her grandpa. So it would be times that like we would be in the lunch line and Tiffany would be like, I don't have any money to put on my lunch account. And I got free lunch, but I never ate school lunch. Like I would always bring money to our school called them extras, but I always bought money to buy like chicken wings and cheese sticks and chips and juice and stuff for my lunch. That's what I always ate for lunch, or either I would bring food. I never really ate the school lunch. So I would always go through the line and give Tiffany my lunch, or if I packed my lunch, I would share it with Tiffany, or I would just give her the money. Like we're in the line and I would be like, well, here's the money, get the lunch and put it on your account. Because some days I would eat, depending on what it was. It was only certain things that I would eat, but I would eat them sometimes. So that's one thing. But I was always there for Tiffany. Like I said, I was always feeding her. I was making sure that she was fed. Um, so me and Tiffany, well, Tiffany actually wanted me to go to this summer camp with her that was hosted at our local community college, and it was totally free, and you got to take all kinds of classes. Like you could pick your classes, but like I took like a criminal justice class where we got to talk to a police officer and look at the criminal justice side of things. I took a cooking class where we actually got to cook. I took a Zumba class. I took I think I took like a marketing class, but there were a variety of classes, like actually beneficial classes, fun and beneficial classes that you would really like to take. Um, so I remember um, it was like one weekend that they had dedicated to come sign up for the camp and then to sign up for your classes. And Tiffany wanted me to go. She was like, come with me or whatever, inviting me to the camp because she had been before. So I'm like, okay, Tiffany. At this point, Tiffany's like my best friend. I love Tiffany at this point. Like me and her are really best friends at this point. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I it was either the night before or the morning. I think it was like the night before. And Tiffany's like, her grandpa said he's not going to take her to sign up for classes. So I told my auntie, I'm like, well, if she's not going to sign up and go, then I'm not going because we're supposed to be going together. Like, this is our thing. So, so I, so I tell my auntie, and she's like, well, just tell her that we'll come get her in the morning. That we'll come get her in the morning. So, that we'll come get her and we'll take her. So, my auntie and me go get her, and we take her so that she can sign up for the camp. And then we take her out with us for the rest of the day, because auntie was like, well, she was like texting me while we were in the thing, and she was like, do you want to ask her, does she want to hang out with us for the rest of the day? And I was like, sure. And we went to, well, we live in a small town, so we went like to the next biggest town, which is like an hour away, but everyone from here goes there all the time. So we went there. We went to the mall, and my auntie bought her a dress. She bought her a dress. She paid for our food and stuff. But that's just how we were. So we began to go to the summer camp. And at the summer camp, they give you, what they had in the beginning of summer camp, they didn't give you breakfast, I don't think. But when they did start giving breakfast, it was like the school catered the breakfast. So it was like nasty breakfast. It was nothing that you wanted. If anything, it was a juice box that you wanted. So a lot of the kids, like I said, it was hosted on the local community college campus. So it had a cafe, whatever. So a lot of the kids, so a lot of us would just bring money and buy breakfast from there, because they had like pancakes, biscuits, all that. So, I would be telling my auntie, Tiffany didn't really have any money, and I would usually buy breakfast and lunch there, because we would be there from, it was literally like a school day. We would literally get there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'd stay there till about 3. Like, it was literally like school. Like a school day hours. So I would usually get breakfast and buy some type of lunch from the little cafe too. So I would be like, oh, I bought Tiffany some lunch today, or I bought Tiffany some breakfast today, because she didn't have any money or whatever. I didn't want to just watch, and I didn't want to just sit there and her watch me eat. Watch us eat, that's not right. I was raised that you don't just let somebody watch you eat unless they want to. You always, hey, do you want some? Or you need me to get you something? So a couple of times after me telling my auntie that, she started sending with me money to pay for me and Tiffany to have breakfast and lunch. So she was basically feeding Tiffany all summer, because we went to the camp Monday through Friday. Well, Monday through Thursday, because on Fridays we would go visit colleges and they would pay for our food or whatever, because we usually eat on campuses. But she was giving her 2 meals a day all summer long. But it was no big deal, because if you know that, and Tiffany confided in me and things, telling me, that she doesn't really eat at home. And I knew that from, like I said, I've known her forever, Like I said, she didn't have the best family situation or whatever. So I was always taking care of Tiffany at school over the summer. I was always, like, my auntie was like, I feel like we took Tiffany in over the summer, because we were always so helpful to her. So with that being said, and those are just a couple of times that I'm giving you just a little background on Tiffany. Just a little background. But like I said, I've known her since kindergarten. And she was like my best friend at one point. So you can only imagine how many times I have helped her out. So it was last weekend. I'm in the video I told you guys, I asked you, I think it was my Taco Bell video, and I told you guys that I was going to a college football game for the weekend. So, me and Tiffany, had came cool again. We had kind of fell off. We had kind of just stopped speaking. So we started speaking again, and I was like, "Hey, girl, do you want to go to North Carolina A&T's homecoming football game with me?" And she's like, yeah, sure. How much is it? Like, how much are the tickets? When do I need to take off work? Or whatever. So I was like, well, my auntie had invited me. So it was my aunt, her girlfriend, me, and Tiffany. So it was like a girls' day out. Um, so I was like, so my aunt said, well, I'll just pay for everybody's ticket, um, and just tell her to bring spending money to spend however she wants for her food, bring money for her food, and spending money. So I said, okay. So I tell Tiffany, we'll get your ticket, just bring some spending money. And I told her what day to take off work. So she's like, okay, great, cool. I'll put in those days. So, it's like a week or two before. We're talking about it. Whatever, cool. We hang out like that Monday before or whatever. We hung out. No, mind you, we hung out that Monday. Like, it was like that Monday before. And I bought us a bucket. Like, Walmart has like the fill up buckets where you can like pick 3 items and it's like a pound, a pound, a pound. So I got that bucket, a bucket of that, and I bought us both sweet teas from McDonald's. So I paid for her food. That bucket was $12, and I bought both of us some sweet teas from McDonald's. So, and I left the bucket at her house purposely because I knew that she struggled for food. She doesn't live with her grandpa anymore. She lives on her own now, but she still struggles, to pay her bills. She's on her own now, trying to pay bills. So I didn't want to be, no need to be greedy. I just left what was left there, whatever, no big deal. So mind you, this was just the Monday before. So, that Saturday, she had texted me the night before, Friday night, and said to call her when I got up. So I call her. She's like, okay, I'm up. I'm like, okay. So me and my aunt are on our way to pick her up. And my aunt's like, well, let's just stop at Hardee's and get breakfast and eat it on the way down the road. Because we had to drive an hour to the football game to get to the city to even get to the football game. So she's like, we're just going to eat in the car instead of stopping to eat breakfast. And I'm like, okay. So she's like, text Tiffany and ask her what she wants to eat. So Tiffany texts me, and so I text Tiffany. I'm like, what do you want from Hardee's or whatever? Being nice, just I'll bring you something to eat. I'll get your food. Um, so we get the food and then we go pick up Tiffany. Well, Tiffany hops I was in the passenger seat, so she gets in the back seat, and literally, guys, before she closed the door, she said, okay, so she says, oh my gosh, Kay, guess what? And I'm like, what? She says, well, I'm going to change his name. I'm going to call him I'm gonna call him Bob, just for the sake of the video. She's like, I left my wallet in Bob's car last night. And she's in the back seat, so she can't see my face. And I'm like, oh. So then my aunt proceeds to, and I just like hand her food. I hand her food back there. And so my aunt proceeds to text me, and she's like, no wallet, question mark. So does that mean she has no money? Yes, that's what it meant. So we go to the football game, and our tickets are already paid for. So we stand in line, whatever, we go in. And we're walking to our seats, and of course there are like vendors all around the stadium. So we stop at this one table because they had some cute little t-shirts, and she wants to stop and look at them. So I'm like, okay, because I wanted to look at them too. So we stop and look at the t-shirts, and she's like, oh my God, I wish I had my wallet. Oh, I'm so mad I left my wallet in Bob's car. I wish I had my wallet. And I'm just like, not really saying anything. And plus, I wasn't really interested in the t-shirts either. So I kind of stepped back from the table, as in like, I'm ready to proceed to our seats. But she's still lingering around the table, talking about how she wish she had her wallet and stuff. And in my head, I'm like, I hope you're not dropping hints for me to buy you, because you shouldn't have left your wallet in Bob's car, and you shouldn't have came with me with no money. So we proceed to our seats, and then after we had to walk all the way up the stairs and stuff. It was a lot of walking, and it was hot. Sun was out. It was hot. I was like, I'm thirsty, and she was like, oh my God, yes, me too. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna let you starve up here because it's hot. Whatever. So then I had to pay for her something to drink. And they're expensive there. So I got 3 lemonades, and it was $15 for 3 cups of lemonade. And it wasn't even no good lemonade. So then, after the game, all 4 of us decided to go to get something to eat because we were hungry at this time. It was like 3. We had been up since like 8. Yeah. So my aunt's like, so she's just sitting there on her phone. She doesn't have her menu open or whatever. My aunt's like, why are you not looking at the menu trying to figure out what you want? And she's like, I don't have my wallet, so I'm not going to get anything. And my aunt's like, girl, get something to eat or whatever. The whole, not even continuing on with what happened for the rest of the night, but the whole moral of the story was, I've been an exceptional friend to Tiffany. Oh my God, the dog. Okay, the dog's going crazy. But I have been an exceptional friend to Tiffany, and I just felt that that was so dirty of her, because I know for a fact that if it was anyone else, she would have just texted them and said, hey, I can't go, or whatever. But since it was me, and I've always taken care of her, she knew that she could get away with that with me. And it was very hurtful, because why couldn't you at least have given me a heads up? Like, you could have at least said, you could have texted me that morning and said, I left my wallet in his car, and given me the chance to say, oh, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. I got you. That's fine. You can go anyway. I got you. I'll pay for your food. Like, let me say that. Don't just force it upon me to take care of you when I already paid for your ticket. The only thing I asked of you was to bring money to pay for your food and whatever other things you wanted to buy, like the t-shirt or whatever else. So that was my little story time, and I just want to hear if I'm wrong, because I have not talked to Tiffany since that weekend, and I really don't plan on it because I feel like I've been taken advantage of for years. So am I wrong for stopping for having stopped talking to Tiffany, or should I still continue to be her friend after everything that we've been through and all the times that I've helped her out? Was that shady of her, or am I just wrong? So make sure you guys comment and like this if you like these type of story time videos. So bye guys.